pilots, this is Pete with BananaHobby.com. This is your flight review of the LX Models YF-23. This is a little bit different here because I think not many of you have actually seen the YF-23 and are probably wondering what an YF-23 is. Just a little bit of history here. The YF-23 first flew in 1990, and it was up against this aircraft as a prototype and the F-22 Raptor that is in our service now still. And the government actually opted to use the F-22 Raptor, so the YF-23 was retired from flight. And there are actually only 2 flying prototypes that I know of in the YF-23 category. And this now is your radio control sized here, YF-23. As you can see, there are a lot of wing surface area, so this is a pretty carefree jet to fly. A couple of basic things about this jet. There are no weird mixing things going on here, but there are a couple of really cool functions that we will talk about. This flies on your basic ailerons, elevator, and then your steerable nose wheel, which is your rudder control there. If you are using your own computer radio, you need a minimum of 8 to 9 channels, and I'll give you a channel breakdown really quick here. Channel number 1 will be your ailerons, channel number 2 will be your elevators, channel number 3 will be your throttle, 4 will be your rudder, 5 will be your retractable gears, channel number 6 will be your flaps, and channel number 7 will be for the installed electric disc brakes, which actually works really well when you have a limited runway and you need to stop really quick, which we will show you as well. And then the channel number 8 will be for the external UBEC that you need to plug that into. So minimum of 8 channels. So today we are using the DX8, and this is twin 70mm EDF units. We are at 2 50 amp brushless ESCs and 1 5 amp external UBEC. They are 7 digital Metal Gear servos, so that's quite an improvement from the previous models. And the brushless outrunners, I believe, are 2 2100 kV brushless outrunners. And the suggested pack by LX Models is a 6S 4000. And for today's flight, we are using the 6S 4000 milliamp 65C Genesis powers in the Pete Signature series, and as you can see, it barely fits in there. It is under the canopy and it barely fits. So I didn't do any modifications, but it does fit. This is fully EPO foam construction, so you can actually do a little bit of cutting away if you do choose to use a larger battery. A couple of cool things are that the gears here, you can see there's suspension on the gears, so they actually squat down and it's pretty scale there. The cool thing is the wings actually are screwed on, so you can remove the wings. These are servoless retracts, which I will show you. They are rotary retracts. Pretty cool there. And that's what your YF-23 looks like with the gears up. Very sleek looking, and once it gets in the sky, she really moves on that twin 70mm here. Let's go ahead and drop the gears. There we go, and the wheels, I'll show you on the runway, but you spin them, and the electric brakes actually stop the wheels very well here. And then, of course, you have your flaps. If you're not into the electric brakes on the wheels, you can definitely opt to not use that channel, so you can go down 1 channel. And if you don't want to use flaps, you can go down another channel as well. Keep in mind, the 6S battery goes underneath the canopy. The canopy actually slides forward, and then they're on little snaps here, and they pop right off. And that area you saw underneath the fuselage here is actually for the servo plugs and your receiver, and that's where that goes there. So again, YF-23 LX Models, this is available at BananaHobby.com. We're going to give you a 1 flight shakedown of this YF-23 and just take her around and just have some fun with the beautiful YF-23 here. My name is Pete. Thank you all for joining me for these reviews. I forgot to mention, the nose cone is magnetic because the steering servo is actually mounted underneath in here, so you don't want to glue the nose cone on. So the nose cone actually just presses right on just like that, and it stays perfectly in place. Let's go ahead and fly the prototype YF-23. Okay, YF-23, we are on our main runway. We will line up with the runway here, and I will actually show you the brakes here. Let me go ahead and stop with the brakes right here. See, it stops really quick there. We're going to line her up here. I have my timer set up for 5 minutes. Hit the brakes, stop her real quick here. Start the timer. Not going to talk too much in this flight. We're just going to show you what a YF-23 prototype looks like in the air. Here we go. Power up. back on the stick there, and she's off the ground. Wind has come up. We're going to go ahead and retract the gears. Gears are up. We are now going to make some flybys. Again, there are no thrust vectoring or any kind of weird stuff you have to worry about. It's a pretty straightforward and true flying airplane. Okay, we have a person calling landing, so I have to clear, and we are going to slow her down a little bit here. I'm going to go ahead and drop the flaps and do a couple of slower flybys. Flaps are down. I have to stay a little high here. There we go. So we have a flap down pass here, flyby. So you can see the slow fly character is really good there too as well. Let's go ahead and power her up here and just fly around. That just looks so cool flying through the air. For those of you that have your own computer radios, if you choose to, you can actually open up the area where the wires are wired together for the elevators, because they are two on the V-tail. So you can actually split them up and then use your own mixing and mix in V-tail mixing with it. One more full throttle flyby. There we go. We're going to go ahead and set up for the gear drop here. Gear pass. Okay, we have 3 gears down and locked. I'm going to go single stage on the flaps and come around and set her up for a landing here and hit the brakes. I'm going to go ahead and deploy the brakes, and to a stop just like that. Let's go ahead and bring her back around now. I hope you have enjoyed the flight review of the prototype, the YF-23. Again, there are only 2 of these real flying models left in the world, and this is something very special, and we are able to bring it to the RC industry. My name is Pete. I hope you have enjoyed this flight review. Please follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe here as well. And visit bananahobby.com for some of the coolest jets coming in. We will see you next time.